Over 16,000 Christians killed in 4 years as violence in Nigeria continues unabated observatory. Welcome back to Biafra Support Biafra, people of goodwill at Biafra here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Depending on where you're watching me from, Biafrans, I bring you this update from the Christian Post. The Biafra Prime Minister posted this news on his official X handle with a caption I will read for you. Just pay attention as the week continue. Before I do that, I would like to welcome all the new and old subscribers. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, please kindly click the red subscribe button, turn on the notification bell right beside it to enable you get notification once I upload a new video. Don't forget to share, leave your comment at the comment section, and leave a thumbs up also. So dear friends, we must continue with this very update, so pay attention as we continue. This news is from the Christian Post, and it says over 16,000 Christians killed in 4 years as violence in Nigeria continues unabated observatory. This image grab made from an AFP TV video taken in Mayanga village in Bokos local government on December 27, 2023 shows families burying in a mass grave their relatives killed in deadly attack conducted by armed group in Nigeria Central Plateau State. The death toll from a series of attacks on villages in central Nigeria has climbed to almost 200, local authorities said on December 27, 2023, as survivors began to bury dead. Armed group launched attack between December 23, 2024 and December 23, 2023 and December 26, 2023 in Nigeria's Plateau State, a region plunged for several years by Nigerian and ethnic tensions. Okay, this is the killing of Christians you have been talking about. So think that Blinken, or what is it called, Secretary of State, removed Nigeria's name from the list of countries killing Christians. It's funny and very, very heartless of that man. Christians are being killed in Nigeria. These are the things Biafraland men are fighting against. These are the things Biafraland men are fighting against. Everybody keep facing, if it's about Igbos, you will see Afonjas ranting and posting all manner of gotry posts against Igbos. But look at how people are being killed and how they are being buried in mass grave. I'm looking at the picture right here. They will not talk about the problems in that their zoo. They think Igbos are the problem. These things are happening in Nigeria, not in another country, in Nigeria. But if you see the way Afonjas are posting about Igbos, if you see the way they are unleashing their bigotry on Igbos, you think there is no problem in that country. But take a look at, in 4 years, 16,000. This is the figure they told you, but it's more than this very figure. This very figure you're seeing here, it's more than 16,000. Go and take a look at the videos and tell yourself the truth. It's more than 16,000 Christians killed. In 4 years, it's more than 16,000. They just told you 16,000, but it's more than. In that same Nigeria, a Christian association chairman was beheaded on video by Boko Haram. Nobody said anything about it. A leader of Christian association was beheaded. Nobody said anything. They swept it under the carpet. But if it's against Igbos, you see them crawling out from their holes. These are the havoc and the terrorism going on in the north. But you will see Musa talk about insecurity in Southeast. You will see Nigeria Army talk about how they are going to curb insecurity in Southeast. When they failed to curb insecurity in this particular plateau alone, 16,000 Christians killed. They will not curb insecurity, but Southeast, Biafra gallant men will keep dealing with them, because these are the things our gallant men are fighting against. This particular terrorism is the main thing they are fighting against in Biafraland. Well, we must continue. The news said more than 16,000 Christians were killed in Nigeria in 4 years between 2019 and 2023. Okay, they have not even included this year. This year is almost finished. They have not included the ones killed this year. They are telling you the ones that were killed from 2019 to 2020. To 2023, sorry. Now we must continue. 16,000 Christians killed in Nigeria in 4 years between 2019 and 2023 as more followers of Christ were victims of violence than terrains of the other regions, according to data collected by the Observatory for Religious Freedom in Africa, ORFA, released a 4-year data project Thursday documenting 55,910 fatalities from 970 attacks. Can you just imagine that? Okay. Attacks, including both civilians and combatants across Nigeria. Of those killed, 30,880 were civilians. Christians victims totaled 16,769, significantly outnumbering the 6,235 Muslim fatalities. The ratio of Christian to Muslim deaths being 6.1. Radicalized Muslim Fulani headsmen were responsible for 55% of the Christian deaths. But not the 55, they are the 100%. They are responsible for the 100% of the Christians' death, not 55. So who are those? Who are the remaining 45% killing Christians? Okay, we must continue. And don't forget that if Christians have been included here, just know that it's Hausa Muslims. Just know that it's Hausa Muslims, not Fulanese. Quote me anywhere. These people, these Fulanese, you're still wreaking havoc in the north. They are not killing Fulanese, but Hausas, because they want to take over. Well, we must continue. For over a decade, atrocities against civilians in Nigeria have been downplayed or minimized. This has proved a major obstacle for those seeking to understand the violence the researchers wrote in the 136-page report shared with the Christian Post. Okay. Misleading euphemisms such as armed herdsmen and cattle grazers are used to describe continual waves of invasion, torture, and killing in rural communities. Descriptions of attacks as ethnic clashes, farmers herders clash, or retaliatory attacks are seriously misleading. Did you hear that? These are the propaganda they always use. Oh, farmers and herders clash. There is nothing like farmers and herders clash. Farmers are being killed by bandit headsmen. Communities are being wiped out. Families are being wiped out. They are being wiped out and some are being chased out of their communities. And these bandits will relocate their own families to these villages in less than 1 month. So anywhere you see them using farmers and herders class, challenge them and tell them to prove to you why they said it's farmers and herders clash. Are the farmers carrying AK-47 like the headsmen? The answer is no. Are they carrying any ammunition? The answer is no. So why are they calling it farmers and herders clash? Those with AK-47 are the ones killing the farmers. Which are the Fulani headsmen bandits? And these are not bandits. These are not headsmen. Headsmen don't carry gun. Headsmen carry only those their little stick they used to control their cow. But these headsmen, these ones they are showing you as headsmen, are nothing but foot soldiers. Imported to occupy southeastern forests and bushes, so that waiting for them to give order to launch attack on southeasterners. But it didn't go as planned. It didn't go as they planned it. So these foot soldiers they imported in the name of headsmen started wreaking havoc, killing and sacking people from their communities. They have been killing them. Boko Haram and the SWAP have been killing them before they imported these foot soldiers in the name of headsmen. So we must continue. Another frequent term used to describe militias that carry out mass kidnappings and enforce saffordom on communities is bandit. The report warned, adding that a policy of concealing the religious identity of victims is distorting the reality of the situation. Did you hear that? It's distorting the reality of the situation. Fulani ethnic militia are targeting Christian populations, while Muslims also suffer severely at their hands. Yes, non-Fulanese, that is what I said before, non-Fulanese Muslims. They suffer severely at their hands. Not Reverend Father Gideon Paramalam, an observatory partner and analyst, said in a statement. Okay. Millions of people are left undefended. Franz Verhout, senior analyst at the Observatory of the Religious Freedom in Africa, added, "For years, we have heard of calls for help being ignored as terrorists attack vulnerable communities. Now the data tells its own story." Did you hear that? I've always said it on this very channel, that Musa and Lagbaja and all his unrepentant Boko Harams in army uniform are needed in the north. Every day, the farmers and the residents in the north keep calling for Nigeria government and Nigeria Army to come to their rescue. And I remember when a monarch said that soldiers were looking bandit attack a community. They were attacking a community, and the soldiers refused to repair their attacks. When they were asked, they said they did not receive order from above to repair their attacks, which means these bandits have been sponsored and they are being imported to carry out a particular assignment, and they failed. So what they promised them, the Fulani Caliphate now refused to fulfill what they promised them. The bandits now started wreaking havoc. That is why the soldiers don't always order the soldiers to repair their attacks. We must continue. Across Nigeria, over 21,621 people were abducted in 2,705 attacks, with some incidents overlapping. The observatory recorded 11,610 distinct attacks where individuals were killed or abducted. Of these, 8,905 involved only killings. 1,065 included both killings and abduction, and 1,640 involved only abductions. Okay, of the 21,532 civilians abducted, 11,185 were Christians, and 7,899 were Muslims, according to ORFA. Researchers stated the religious entity of victims significantly influenced their treatment by captors, with Christian captives often facing harsher conditions and a higher risk of execution compared to their Muslim counterparts. On average, 8 attacks involving killings or abductions occurred daily over a 4-year period in Nigeria. Fear of violence has gotten so bad there were reports of children sleeping in trees to avoid nighttime attacks. Can you imagine that? Children will now climb trees and they sleep there while running from this bandit. What if they fall from the tree? Can you just imagine that? You see that Nigeria is not a country for any right-thinking human being? You see the reason why Nigeria must disintegrate to save lives? You see the reason you must support Biafra to save lives? Well, we must continue. The data showed a large geographic spread of violence with 65 different local government areas affected. The majority of civilians fatalities occurred during attacks on communities, particularly during the farming seasons. Per month between April and June, the Northwest, North Central, and Northeast regions were identified as an epicenter of such attacks. And you will hear Musa and the Lagbaja rant about insecurity in Southeast. People were almost vulnerable in their homes, with the majority of civilians, 25,312 killed and 16,761 abducted, suffering attacks in their communities, according to the report. This contrasts with other locations where 5,568 civilians were killed and 4,771 abducted. The report pointed to the Fulani ethnic militia and other less-known groups as primary aggressors. Armed Fulani headsmen, part of FEM and the various terrorist groups were responsible for most killings and abductions, overshadowing the more intentionally recognized threat from Boko Haram and the Islamic State West Africa province. For instance, armed Fulani headsmen were responsible for the death of 11,948 civilians, while other terror groups were responsible for 12,039 deaths. Armed Fulani were responsible for over 6,000 civilian abductions, while other groups were responsible for 13,000. This thing is very, very long. You see what Biafra gallant men are fighting against? So let's hear what Biafra Prime Minister said. Biafra Prime Minister said over 16,000 Christians killed in 4 years. Note, the Biafra Liberation Army is preventing this from happening in Biafraland. Did you hear that? That is what Biafra gallant men are preventing in Biafraland. So, Biafrans, I'll stop here. I'm just giving you a little of the happenings, a little update of the happenings in Nigeria. The reason Nigeria must disintegrate. The reason you must support Biafra to save lives. You think you're doing Simon, but if you don't support Biafra, you're doing yourself. Because all guys, all of you, especially the Afonjas, they are all in your bushes. If they are done occupying the north, I shift to you people's side. They can't come southeast. Not in this life. Not even in next. Not forever. They will not. Okay. So, dear friends, I will stop here. Don't forget to share, like, leave your comments at the comment section. There is nothing to like here. You just must leave a thumbs up because there is nothing to like here. The only thing you are liking is for Biafra gallant men to continue putting a stop to this in Biafraland. Thank you all.